I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
We are the CRM Players. It is 2026. That's all. I don't got anything else. You know, I'm saving all my strength for Sunday at 6:30 Eastern.
Is that what? 6:30?
6:30 Eastern.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh.
But anyway, we are the CRM Players, and we are glad to be here.
Well,
we are, right?
Pretty much.
I'm glad
excited
to be
about this particular thing, I have to say.
By the way, I don't know what thing you're referring to. I don't even know who you are, but just assume the answer is maybe.
Well, I'm excited, but all of a sudden StreamYard decided this second that they're having trouble connecting my personal stream to LinkedIn.
Well, you know, that's the StreamYard way. Yeah. By the way, something's missing.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Our moment is Finn. See, Sven had this very good first moment is Finn of 2026 last week. He threw you that curveball, and he's resting on his laurels already.
Yeah, he needs to not do that.
He needs to, get off the laurels and give us a hearty handshake.
Come on, Sven. Get here, man.
You just crossed right over that because it was that corny, I assume.
Yes, I did.
The Laurel and Hardy thing.
I know, I got it. I actually got it.
Yeah.
I did get it. I literally deliberately choosing to ignore it.
And we've been doing this kind of sparkling, insightful, witty conversation since 2009, apparently.
When we were bringing the what?
I still don't know how we're bringing it because I don't know what it is. But
well, I know what it is, but
LinkedIn not working. Yeah, well, who would imagine that? LinkedIn ain't working. Woo.
Yeah, we're getting the same problem. I'm getting the same problem on my own stream on LinkedIn.
Wait a minute. Being late is a trademark. Okay, Sven.
All right. Well, you guys.
That's how you're using the moment.
That's a good one. That's actually a pretty good move.
What's Plan C? All right, so you can watch it. Let me see. Is it showing up on my LinkedIn? Let me just see.
Well, mine is. I've had to redo it 3 times now, and I just did it again. So far, it's holding.
Yeah, it's not live on my LinkedIn either.
Okay, well, let me check if mine is live now because theoretically it's holding up. At this point, it's not showing me dead on LinkedIn. So hold on.
LinkedIn on my end. All right, it's saying it's live.
All right, I'm checking on my end again.
While you check on your end, we do have a moment of Sven.
Here it is. It's okay. It's saying live here too, twice. Oh, it's because I'm redoing yours. Okay, so yes, the answer is it is good to go. Hold on, let me go back to us because I no longer can see where.
I like going back to us. That's a good thing.
That's it. Let me get.
And when you get back to us, your moment is
now. Oh wow, Vietnamese. I'm saying Vietnamese.
Wow, that was really. What about Stephen Hawking? That looks English to me, but
that was English. Vietnamese.
So this is a Stephen Hawking quote in Vietnamese.
Yes.
All right, that was quick. By the way, it is working now. Boy, that must be. Could that be Susie Penner?
I don't know. She was
like the only one I know.
Boys, yeah,
really.
Boys. She's the
Let us know who you are. Sometimes, just in case, when you see a LinkedIn user, that means it's some kind of security setting, so we don't know who you are. So just let us know if you see that show up when you type a comment in. Just follow it up with, by the way, I'm so-and-so.
Yeah, so whoever said working now, boys, is please let us know who you are. We're guessing Susie only because she's the only one actually entitled to call us that.
Yeah, we only allow Susie to do that. I'm just checking.
Ashcroft.
Actually,
wow. Go Steelers.
Go Steelers. Didn't they already go?
Where did they go? They went. They went.
They're going to get a new coach too.
As you coach, as we Giants fans are getting John Harbaugh, it looks like.
Still finalized? Hasn't been finalized yet?
Well, again, the only thing necessary is hand him the paperwork so he can sign it with his pen.
All right. So we're just waiting for Sven to give us
Oh,
the.
he already answered, and I was right. Take a look.
Vietnamese. There it is, Vietnamese.
I knew that in 1 second.
Let's see what Stephen Hawking said. The development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. This is going to be a perfect thing to say in our next segment. Humans who are limited by slow biological evolution couldn't compete and would be superseded. What a positive note to kick
That
this.
yes, it's so far. It's just wonderful.
Look, my buddy Keith Tier.
And high fiber Palo Alto.
What do you got? Metamucil going on out there, Keith?
I was thinking too.
What are you doing there?
All's good here. I'm moving well.
Yeah, I'm moving good.
Everything moving good. All's good here in high fiber.
Got a good daily routine going. Anyway, all right. So we got a lot of folks, a lot of things to get over. Well, maybe.
Get over.
Right.
It can be taken two ways. One is we're heartbroken and we have to get over it. But other than that, we're fakes who are trying to fool you people.
Believe me, if we were fakes, we would do a better job of.
You're not kidding. If we're fakes,
we did a bad job.
Really horrible ones.
But anyway, before we get to our very first segment, because we're just glad that our buddy Michael was able to join us, considering he's halfway around the world and it's like 4 a.m. where he is right now. But before we do that, and we got our reunion, our what do we call it? The Horsemen reunion?
Yes.
Something like that. But before we do that,
the Horsemen ride again.
Or we're getting kind of old. We might be limping again or something.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to be on horses. Isn't that the idea of a horseman?
Yeah, if we can get on it. Anyway,
hard part.
It's time for you to talk about this a little bit.
Oh, yeah. This is shaping up great. And in fact, as you will see when our first guest comes on, he will be there speaking about a topic that will be great fun. And we'll talk about that moment briefly when he comes. However, we've got a lot going here. And again, Right Brain Conference, everybody, March 11th and 12th in Atlanta Tech Village. We have a little potential addition to the 11th. I don't want to call 100% in, but I'm going to tease you with it a little bit. One of our rock star show hosts, Todd Harris, Todd Father of Gaming, has his studio, which is also a venue, as well as not only a build games in the studio, but production studio and venue, about 2 miles from Atlanta Tech Village. And typically the way we've done the conferences, on the night of the 11th, we have our welcome reception, which is going to be a lot of fun this year. And just believe me, donuts and Irish whiskey are involved. And then the conference the next day. Well, we're thinking on the day of the 11th, if you care to come in early and you are an invitee, we would do something over there. One thing, obviously get a tour, because this place apparently rocks. And he's actually held his own conferences up to around 200 people at the location. And two, we're probably going to do a live show from there. Well, I'm sorry, a pre-recorded show from there. And if you're a gamer and you want to come on over and see what this place looks like, you might end up on the show. And we'd love to have you on as one of the people there. This would be like Gamers Paradise kind of tour. So if you happen to be a gamer or just interested in it, both from its just from the fun part and also from the business side, this is a really worthwhile extra.
What do you like now? The Coolio of the CRM industry? What do you, instead of Gangsters Paradise, is Gamers Paradise? Is this what we're doing now?
Well, if you remember, my other nicknames were the Walt Whitman of CRM. I was also called the Mickey Mantle of CRM. Hey, John, how are you, sir?
I like the Walt Whitman. Was that a Denis Pombriant special?
I don't know who called me. I don't remember.
Walt Whitman.
I don't remember how I got any of those nicknames. But I've been called the grandfather of CRM, which is probably the most accurate. There's maybe only one person who actually is older than me, one person who says he is, but one person is actually older than me in the industry that I know. I won't say it, in case he would be embarrassed, but he's someone we all know and has been on the show more than once.
And it ain't me. It ain't me. So it ain't me either.
No.
Don't let the beard fool you, folks.
So that's the Rams beard. So so this it's going to be an amazing conference. Again, what characterized last year was a comment Alan Berkson made last week when we mentioned the conference. He said, quote, "It was awesome." And it was. Right. It was. That's exactly what it was.
Somebody would make sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for correcting me. No, I was kind of aware of that.
Wow. But, now you're the father of CRM.
Yeah. I heard that. You know what? I actually asked for the first time ever. I actually asked Claude, "You're in the UK?" Oh, that's right. Of course he's in the UK. That's where he lives. So I actually asked Claude to tell me all the good and bad you can find about Paul Greenberg, CRM guy. And it came up with the usual bio stuff. But it did do something that I'm kind of weirdly proud of. When it came up and said, well, weirdly, and it did say oddly, I think was the word it used, I couldn't come up with anything negative anywhere.
Damn, was he looking?
That's what, well, keep in mind, I think most AIs are lazy. So, I said, well, nice. But
after this first segment, I actually do have a question, Stump the Godfather that actually speaks to that. That's a little, that's what we call foreshadowing. A little. Wow. Doing that.
We must be in total sync now. I'm anticipating everything.
Oh, come on. That's like the worst excuse of all. You're going to be in Marrakesh.
Why can't you?
Sure.
Ridiculous, John.
Sure you are.
Play golf in Atlanta. What the hell?
We're just as exotic. Maybe not.
Yeah, I'll go along. Just don't play golf in the winter. But
all right. So just to keep things tight, because we got to keep moving. March 11th and 12th, Atlanta, Georgia, Buckhead, the Atlanta Tech Village. We're doing it again, folks.
Come in if you can. Come in Wednesday morning. Definitely make sure by Wednesday evening, roughly about 6 o'clock, we will be having the welcome reception. You definitely want to be there. And then all day the next day, we have the main stage events, which will be fun, and we'll reveal more of the agenda over the next couple of weeks. And we have 5 shows running simultaneously with that. And all of this is live streamed from about noon on.
And one of the folks that you will see there here in March, I should say here, since I am here in March, is our monthly segment leader taking off the lid. Let me even do it with the little graphic too.
Yeah, we really need to get him.
We need a real graphic, but
yeah, real intro.
And this is what we're going to be going over with the one and only Dr. Michael Wu, straight from, where are you again? Taiwan?
Taiwan, exactly.
Oh, you're in Taiwan.
You're
home.
Yeah.
Visiting family.
And he's awake.
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way, because it's 4 a.m.
It's early.
Yeah, you're 13 hours ahead.
What time do you usually wake up on a typical day?
Well, there isn't typical. So, every day is rather atypical. But if I'm sitting at home, and yeah, if I'm sleeping at home, probably 6-ish.
Yeah,
6, 7-ish.
Ish meaning 5.
Well,
sometimes earlier, sometimes later. Just
we're just glad that you're able to make it. First of all, thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
I know you're away, and it sounds like you're having some family time, which is really important. So we really do appreciate it. But you came up with this. Let me bring this back up. You came up with this kind of a subject, and of course, we were like, "Damn, that's a good one." let's get into this one. Does using ChatGPT? Now, I know this is like a kind of a evocative way of putting this all together. We know that. Well, maybe it does. I don't know, but does using ChatGPT make us dumber? That's the first one. Do you want to do this like as a combined two, or you want to take one at a time?
Well, we could take it one at a time. I mean, yeah, it's well, or however you like it. I think they're actually 2 separate.
Okay, let's do it. So why do we even have that question posed? Does using Chat GPT, and I know you mean not just Chat GPT, but all the other ones too, make us dumber? Why is that even a question?
Well, what do you think the answer should be?
I'm afraid I'll probably go to Gemini and ask. I think it makes us lazier because things that we used to have to do and think about all the time, now we're not having to do. It's almost sort of like, remember how we used to know everybody's phone number, and then we got these things and we didn't have to keep remembering because we could just go to this. So I think the muscles that we stop using, they atrophy, and we forget to do things that we had to do all by ourselves years ago.
Yeah, like walking and
okay.
I don't.
Precisely.
I think it makes us. It changes the way we do things for sure. Does it make us dumber? Like literally, our brain cells start to rot. Kind of. I'm still of the mind that to some degree, to a large extent, that's up to the individual. What you do with it. Like with me, when I do something, it's more for convenience sake. Something I would have probably Google searched instead. Only thing it's ever done for me that actually I couldn't do was write YAML code for home automation. I don't know how to do that. I can do a little of it. And I didn't really want to spend the time to write 4,000 lines of code, which it did. And it works. So again, convenience. I don't feel dumber. It actually gave me time to learn how YAML code works because I had to keep conversing with it to get it right. Right. And then I could look inside and see how it worked. So I don't know if I'd call it dumber.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, maybe dumber is probably a strong word to put it, but the fact is that if you use these large language model, there has, been a study from MIT, and it's a brain scan study. So it's not just, it's a pretty serious neurological kind of study. They have people write essays and then split them into 3 different groups. Okay, one using language model. Okay, one you're not allowed to use language model, but you could use search engines. You could do research yourself, but then you have to do the synthesis yourself. And then the third group is essentially the control group, which they're not allowed to use any technology, using only their human brain. And what they find is rather surprising that, surprising and also not surprising, right? But the group that uses language model has the least neural activity, right? And that's obvious because you're not using your brain, right? And also the connectivity between different areas of the brains are actually a lot weaker. And so, and so the interesting thing is that like there's also a lot of, I would say, side effects, coming from, besides the neurological one, is that like people actually feel less ownership of the essay they have written, and they're actually less original. They actually compare the essays that are written by these 3 groups of people, and then the group within the groups of that uses the language model could be ChatGPT. I think they actually use ChatGPT specifically, but the effect is probably similar. You use any language model, then they're actually very similar, and the style that they write is actually very similar. But the ones that did not use this language model, they're much more original. So there's a lot of things that's kind of, I would say, negative. I would say from that respect. So the interesting thing is obviously, when people have these kind of lower neural activity, right? They are linked to early onsets of Alzheimer and all that kind of disease, serious disease. So there is some biological impact, in how we're using our brain. So the brain, as we said, like it's a muscle that we use it or lose it, right? That's really what it is. Okay.
But wouldn't some of that come from how you or why you're using it, I guess, is the point. So for example, if I'm using it to substitute for something I do that I can do, That's not great. If I'm using it as a third party because it does something I can't do and I don't want to learn to do it, I just want to do the thing, whatever it is, then it's useful. I don't know that.
Yeah.
Now, I think where that study holds up is when it's substituting for doing something I know how to do, right?
Well, it's a
and
writing essay, right? The
Right.
task that they have
right.
is writing. Yeah.
And I know how to write, right? So, or whoever
Exactly.
knows how to write. But I think if I'm using it as essentially, the same reason I'd hire a consultant or somebody who installs something, or, because I can't do that. Like, I'm not going to touch electricity, and I'm not really want to spend the time to learn either, because it's a reasonable chance I'll have a very short learning curve because I'll be electrocuted. So
You don't
therefore,
want to short circuit yourself. Just make sure you don't short circuit yourself.
then my brain cells will be fried, right? So that's what I mean. It's in effect, if you take these tools, take AI and use it for those purposes, the third party, let's call it, I don't see where that would impact too much over time. But when you start substituting for your own actual organic, not, well, it's not, I guess it's organic in that it's human knowledge, then yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. So, but there is a interesting caveat to that study, is that, like, it also depends on how you use it, right? So when they actually do this study, first, the three groups, right? And then using language model, search engine, and brain only to write the essay, right? So the neuroactivity, was, obviously different as the way I described it. But if after that, they did that initial kind of study, the brain scan, they changed the order in which those technology are being used. Okay, so after they, or the node technology. So basically, the group that were using the language model initially, they were not allowed to use it.
They swapped the groups out.
So they actually using their brain only to write the essay. Okay, and then the group who were using brain only, okay, they were now allowed to use the language model. Okay, so they switched it up. And the really interesting finding is that, like, there's this ordering kind of effect, is that, if you did not use ChatGPT or language model initially, and you were all of a sudden allowed to use it, right? Those people actually, have experienced a greater neuroactivity, neuroactivity as well. Okay, but the reverse was actually also true. The group that were using ChatGPT initially to write the essay, and then now they were not allowed to use anymore, they actually see that persistent and further reduction of neuroactivity. So, so it depends on how you use it. As you said, if it's something that, you already know how to use, right? And then it's actually, I would say, so the first group, right, who already written the essay using their brain only, right? And they were allowed to use ChatGPT. ChatGPT probably provide them a lot more fact, a lot more, thing that they maybe didn't know or forgotten, right? And they were able to write a better essay, right? But the group who used ChatGPT initially to write the essay, and all of a sudden now they were not allowed to use ChatGPT anymore, right? Then basically, yeah, they did worse. Okay, yeah. So in a way, that if you use ChatGPT persistently as a generative tool to write for you, right? And all of a sudden you're not allowed to use it, you will actually experience a reduction in activity. So in that some respect, I could say, quote unquote, not it's kind of like an atrophy kind of effect. This effect lingers on, and you become sort of dumber, right? So,
yeah. All right, let's move to the second one, because we got we had some pushback on this. Is Gen AI turning us into dogs? I just want to say the first pushback, I'm speaking on behalf of our mascot, Minnie. She didn't really take to that way of describing things.
You know what she said? Did you hear what she said? She said, you should be so lucky.
Ooh. Yeah,
That's
and then And then our other of our favorite people. I was going to say favorite people, favorite dogs. Patrick. Patrick did not like the framing of this, so I'm going to leave it. This is up to Michael Wu. But is Jenny I turning us into, as Michael Wu says, dogs?
Well, I mean, dogs. I use dogs because the dogs has a. Okay, so let me caveat this a little bit, because the two things is actually have nothing to do with each other. Whether ChatGPT is making us dumber, and and so in fact, the answer to the first question is that, like, it depends on how you use it, right? If you use it, if you do something first and you use it late, so you actually have the experience of the creation, right? And then you use ChatGPT to help you later. It actually makes us smarter. Okay, so the way to correctly use ChatGPT is don't use it as blindly, like the pure kind of creation process. Right? You create it first and then you use it to augment you, right? So that actually makes you smarter.
Could I say even maybe a step further? You use it to do things that maybe are routine or necessary that you don't really like, but then don't just stop there. Then take that free time and energy that you were using on this stuff to do something completely new that you wanted to do, but you never could get to it. That way you keep your brain stimulated, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the advice that I always give, my friends and my team, so whenever you are given a task, ask yourself if this is a task that you could have done easily, yourself, right? If you can do it, if you know you can do it, you're confident you can do it, sure, give it to ChatGPT and let it automate for you. That's fine, right? But if you cannot do it, if it's something that if they ask you to write a topic that you don't know very much of, right, then maybe it's better to use ChatGPT as a learning tool, right, to enrich yourself, learn about a topic, right, and then you essentially write it, using like a search engine, right, to help you do research and synthesis, and then you actually become smarter. Okay, so that's the first part, right, and then the second part is that is Gen AI turning us into dogs, and the reason I choose dog is because we all know that dogs actually have amazing ability to smell. Right, their olfactory system is actually a lot better than us. Okay, and I think the second part actually have nothing to do with the first part of the question, and it's just an interesting kind of tag on, because it has to do with all the content, this AI slop that Gen AI has created on the internet. Right, I mean, so and the logic is that, like, we human have a dominant sense, right? Of all the five senses that we have, or if you want to include the sixth sense, right? Which sense is our dominant sense? Do you think which one of those senses is our dominant sense? It's vision, right? Our dominant sense is vision, right?
Yep.
So everything that we sense through others and these other non-dominant sense, we always want to verify it with vision, because that's our dominant sense, right? So if we hear something, right, we start looking to see, well, what's making the noise, right? If we smell something, so what's creating it, we'll start looking for it. We start using vision to verify it, right? If somebody touches us in the back, we immediately look, right? We use vision to check our senses, right? However, dogs is their dominant sense is actually olfaction, is smell. Yeah, so whatever they, if you may have, if you own dogs, right, I'm sure if you own them to an old age, you will find that a dog that's kind of probably lost their vision can get around the world just fine, because their olfactions are so good, right? So their dominant sense is smell. And just like, for example, a bat, it's a dominant vision. The dominant sense is auditory, is hearing, right? So if a bat sees something, right, they will actually check it with their hearing, right? They try to echolocate and stuff like that. And if a dog, right, sees something or hears something, they will start to check it with their smell, Okay, and the thing about Gen AI is like it's creating so many stuff that we should start to doubt if they're actually real on the internet, right?
I do that all the time.
What you see
Yeah.
may not be true anymore.
I
Right.
doubt it. I doubt it a lot. I mean, things, unless it was done years ago,
Mhm.
then I'm like, okay, since it was done years ago. But now everything that shows up now, I constantly second guess it.
Exactly. Right. So everything that you see, you start to second guess. And
Yeah.
everything that you hear, you start to second guess as well, because Gen AI can actually generate, fake audio, fake speeches, as well. Right. So what if you second guess everything that you see and everything that you hear, and what can you check it with in the future anymore? What sense do you use to verify whether these are true anymore? Right? Maybe the only thing that ChatGPT cannot generate right now is smell. So maybe we're turning into dogs because in the future we have to pick up the skill that dogs do really well. Is
Wow.
to smell something.
So it's a compliment.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
How the hell would that work?
If
Even
AI
metaphorically,
if AI can generate smell, auditory,
you know, I
wow.
can't.
Well, it could generate, auditory stuff, hearing stuff.
I mean, not auditory, but
auditory content. Yeah.
nosatory.
Olfaction. Yeah. Olfactory. Yeah.
I like nosatory better, but yeah.
Nostril.
All right. This is cool. Now we got the, what do we call them again? The apocalyptic CRM crew.
The Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
They're so I want to toss this out because this is something I think we should talk about next time, Michael. I was watching one of these news shows this morning, and they had this guy on from what's that just looking at Axios, and he was sounding the serious AI alarm because of something that just happened with Anthropic. They created this through their Claude code. They created this thing called Claude Cowork, application completely from this Claude code, and apparently it's a pretty semi-complex application that creates presentations, summarizes meetings, consolidates research, and some other workplace tasks. And they just use their own Claude code, which is basically not like coding, but using prompts to code stuff to create this application. And apparently it took them less than a week to do. And he was like, this is a major freak out. If they're already able to do stuff like that using something that was just put out there, and now they're able to use their own vibe code kind of stuff to create full-blown applications in like less time than you can set your watch almost. He's sounding the alarms around what is this going to do to employment for humans going forward. So I would love to get into a conversation around that at some point because he was freaking the hell out. He was like, and I gotta stop. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you to stick around for just a couple of minutes because instead of doing Stump the Godfather, I'm gonna do Stump the Horsemen edition. So that means I'm gonna have to bring on Digital Pestilence.
Oh, hey. How are you? Hi there.
Otherwise known as, wow, that was a really nice, you sounded so, no, you didn't really sound.
No,
hello.
Welcome to
no, if you know the movie you want to watch,
He sounded very gentle.
It's the one, yeah, he sounded very gentle, which that's not authentic at all. The one and only Esteban Kolsky is here.
Yeah, bite me.
Horseman.
That makes for a very difficult segue to our next guest. We're going to go with the one and only Denis Pombriant is joining us today.
Welcome back, sir.
Truly the grandfather of CRM.
The Horseman ride again.
How are you guys? Hi, everybody.
And certainly not least, the one and only. Gosh, there's so many one and only.
I was about to say, well, everybody's a one.
Everybody is a one and only.
Well, no, you have a venerable, and, you have a irascible, you have a solvable, and you have a hated by dogs won.
Damn.
Hate it.
Well, the last but certainly not least, Ginger Conlon is joining us.
Yay.
Hey everyone.
We're
And
all
wait, I didn't sign
reunited
up
now.
for being stumped. This is not, that was
Reunited.
not part of the contract.
Yes, we're gonna be. No, this is actually a group. Stump the Godfather, because I think you guys are gonna get this, but it leads into this guy that was, I think his name is Jim Vanderhyde from Axios. He was completely freaking out about how soon AI might take over. So let me do this first. Let me play the little
It's
music.
too late.
Let me play the little music first.
We are apocalyptic. Remember?
And
Oh, this always does this to me. Sorry, Michael, I had to get rid of
time
it.
for
I told you it's too late.
Stump the Godfather with the Venerable Paul Greenberg.
And we're stopping it right there because Microsoft is not a sponsor anymore. We need to really update that thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's still Stump the Godfather. All right. This should be easy for all you guys because it's a group. This could be a group session here. So this is coming from one of the big analysts. Well, actually, this is a big financial services company. You'll know who it is afterwards. AI can potentially automate tasks accounting for blankety blank percent of all work hours in the U.S. currently, right now. AI can potentially automate tasks accounting for what percentage of all work hours in the U.S.?
So let me tell you something before I give you the answer. There's two different studies with those numbers right now. There's one from BCG and one from McKinsey. My job these days is to read everything that's put out. So I read these two studies.
Actually, this is I think this is
Neither one of those, then there's three studies. Because BCG says 48%, McKinsey says 62%, but you have a different number.
This is definitely a different study and a different number.
Yeah.
Okay. I have no clue.
So if I'm going to guess, neither one of those, I would say 40%. That's my guess.
All right, we got 40% by the irascible one.
I'll go with I'll see and raise you 5%, 45.
Yeah, why don't you do 41 like Price is Right, dude? Kill
Right.
it all together.
Thomas Weaver Knight says 35. So we got 40, 45. Somebody said 41, but I think that was a joke, right?
No, I said,
What about
well,
just
say 41 and kill me like in Price is Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is not Bob Barker we're dealing
That's
with.
what I'm saying.
All right, so 40, 45, 35 from Thomas, 42 from LinkedIn user.
Who are, which thing?
I'm gonna put Ginger on the spot. Ginger, what's your guess?
That's Jeff Ashcroft.
What's my guess? That is a good question because I'm thinking about all the various sectors, right? This is like a broad question.
Very broad.
So is it business, manufacturing, retail? Like, is it everything? Or is it just certain sectors?
God,
It's
you
not
sound
clear
just
to
like me.
Yeah, you sound
You
exactly
sound like me
Paul.
when we do something. Godfather, I
So-
do the same thing. You dissect everything.
There's a study that went through all the professions and figured out how much of each profession could be automated. If you want to look it up, it's called the StarNet study. And the actual range is from like 28 through 96%.
All
Yeah,
right.
that
So
makes
just to
sense.
give you, I'll give you a clue. This is not from a management consultant or analyst firm. It's from a financial services.
It's
company.
probably like Morgan Chase or JP Morgan since they put out about everything.
Bank of America.
Yeah, one of those.
I heard the name.
Yeah, JP Morgan.
Potentially.
I just heard the name.
I'm just saying.
Dennis
JP Morgan.
is being ominously quiet.
Well, I
Yes?
was waiting for my turn.
I'm just gonna say, I don't know, 38%.
Okay.
38%. All right, Dennis.
I was going to say 25% before I heard that the floor for this was 28%. But if you just look at the number of people with college educations and the size of the workforce, and add a healthy dollop of people doing things without college educations, I don't think you get up to 50%. That's just me. I think it's maybe a third if it can't be 25%. Maybe a third.
All right, Dennis, I'm stopping you right there because you are absolutely right. Your first intention, 25%, spot on. And that was Goldman Sachs. So Dennis wins, although we can't call it Stump the Godfather. It's like Stump the, I don't know,
Stump the
Horseman, something like that.
Stump the horseman. That
Maybe
works.
I should be on the show more often.
Yeah. And in fact, we'll do a segment devoted to you called Stump the Stump the Artist.
Stump, I believe, is what
Stump the Artist. We'll
But I
have
think
Stump
there is
the
a valid point here that Esteban actually pointed out, depending on who's doing these things. Like this is a financial services company. You're talking about the other ones you were mentioning. I think there were analyst firms or consulting firms, whatever. They're all coming at it from, I guess, a different position and a different perspective. So does 25% sound too low to you guys, or what?
Our lens is white collar too, and it's our lens is also.
If it's 25%, it's going to be a white collar and requires.
No, I just mean in terms of work that can
I cannot do.
Work that can be automated.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
So maybe I'll try to
Okay.
comment a little bit on this because I think it's actually lower than 25%. I think 25% probably they're talking about knowledge works, right? And that's, if this, financial services, probably very accurate. And if you're talking about management consulting type of analyst firm, their work probably 40, 50, something like that, right? But if you look at it from all the like Dennis have said, right, this is across industry and across kind of the people who have college degree versus not, right? And what Ginger have said, across all the different industry. And I think is probably lower, I would say, than 25%.
Well, it's also interesting too, is I know that's not what the study's asking, but considering what it could automate and what it could assist with, like you were talking about before, Michael, right? So
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that the whole story changes probably in about, I was saying 2 year or so, 2+ year, because robotic will become much more mainstream.
That's where I was about.
Oh my God, that's so hypeful. No, 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 and no. And then no again.
Are you sure?
I'm dead fucking sure about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were waiting for that.
We were waiting for the first
No.
F-bomb to
We
come
had
out.
it planned. We have bets on how many of those are coming.
No. No.
All right, before we go further, Michael, we know you're in Taiwan. We thank you for coming on to do our segment. Do you want to stick around, or do you want to go back to sleep or something?
I actually do have to catch a flight to Manila, Philippines later today, so I probably should.
Yeah, you should
go
probably
over.
get.
All right.
Yeah,
We
All right,
appreciate
Michael.
you for getting up
Thank
early and hanging out with us, and
Big hug.
we'll see you next month for the next taking the lid off, and then we'll see you in March. Actually, in real life.
I'll be glad to come back
real
and
life.
watch and debate you on
and
robotics.
only right brain, right? I should only bring my right brain.
Well, AI is
I'd be happy to come back in March and debate you
as
on
long as you
robotics
don't
and
mention
AI.
metrics, benchmarks, KPIs, profitability, EBITDA, revenue, then you're good. Anything with a
Don't
number
worry, I'm only going to talk about lunatic stuff.
that
so-
works.
That fits right in with us.
Anything with a number doesn't work at the conference.
Take care, man, and get some sleep and safe
All right.
travels. All righty. I like that. You the collective
Can you
got
hear
it
me?
right.
I can't hear you.
I can hear you fine. Can you guys hear?
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound great.
Can't hear
So
Brent, I know he's talking.
You can't hear him?
can you hear anybody?
No, apparently not.
He might. He might have lost his audio. Hopefully, he'll be able to get it back. I'm gonna take you off screen, and then we're gonna see if we can get it fixed. All right. I thought that was fun. So all these years of experience, the group got it right. They got the answer right. You guys feel like you accomplished something? I guess.
No, not really, but
All right. All right. So I found, when I said I was talking to Susie Penner, which we all know and love. And I told her we were going to do this show, and she sent a couple of pictures. So let me bring these up. If I could only find these damn pictures. There. All right. Here's the first one is like perfect, but Dennis he can't hear.
Well, you can bring him back on to see it. Well, he can see it from the green
Let me
room.
see. Let me check. Hey, Dennis, can you hear us yet?
No,
No, can't hear us.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out. So this is from when we went to the Giants game, I believe, like probably like 15 years ago.
What was it? AT&T Park then?
Yeah, AT&T. And look at
It was
this.
baseball back then.
Yeah. And
Happy
Susie,
Doubleday. It just
two of our favorites from way back then, Susie and Letty. Smile.
Yeah.
Look at those beautiful smiles they got there.
you know. Yep, that's the
I
game.
look so, I mean, my beard has gotten completely out of control. And you know how I know how old this is? I'm not wearing a Rams cap because that was the Jeff Fisher years.
Yeah.
Those were not good years for the Rams. So I kind of had to go incognito.
I think, was that on the field?
That was on the field.
Yeah.
You remember what event this was?
No. Is that
Lithium.
Oh, that was the Lithium Conference.
That was Lithium.
Oh,
Oh
for
my
God's
God,
sake.
that's me.
Look at
Well,
how
yeah.
dark your hair is.
Yeah.
Mine was already
Once
both
again,
of you- both
that
of you.
was because that was so long ago. Jeff Fisher was still coaching, so I was still incognito.
Yeah, there
This is the usual default position when we get together with Esteban.
Love that.
And look at this one.
Michael Thomas.
This is one of Ginger's rare visits to Atlanta.
Was that at the CRM Association conference?
No, this is some other thing she was speaking at. I can't even. Do you remember what you were coming to Atlanta? to speak at?
Actually, I think I was just coming to visit my cousin who lives there.
Oh,
I remember when we were all at that CRM Association conference and you brought Claudia,
Yes.
who had a broken leg, if I remember correctly, or something like that. Somebody had, or maybe it was you, one of you two had it. And Claudia was doing all the Rubik's Cube stuff.
What's
Yep.
this? I think Esteban agreed.
Jen,
I missed
that's
that.
Jen Van de Zandy.
Yeah, JVZ. I like.
ABC's
Jen
here.
Because I like to call it the notorious JVZ. is what I
right.
call it.
Jen Vincent Sensen.
And of course that's Michael Thomas, who was
Yes.
my partner in the early years of CRM.
And he was president of CRM Association for a little while too.
Absolutely
Awesome
Well,
guy, man. Still around.
Oh, wait a minute! This is the Horseman. This is the fearsome foursome. How did that get in there? Sheesh.
Yeah, look at them.
They
Yeah.
look so
How?
good.
I wonder.
Anyway, so we've known each other for what, 20 years at least, something
Yeah.
like that.
How did the horse? I can't even remember how the Horseman became the Horseman, even by name. Why we even started saying it? Does anybody remember that at all? I don't have a clue.
Because
Yeah,
there were
that's
four
what
of us, and we were just wondering. We tried the Beatles, we tried a bunch of different things, and we didn't come up with the right one.
Let's.
And back then, we were also talking about
the
how
Beatles
it's
went
into
pretty
the
well.
world.
Can you hear
How
us
about
now?
I can hear
Okay, welcome
Ah.
back.
And we were talking how it was coming to how CRM was coming to an end, and we decided that the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse was the perfect example. I think it was Brent who first labeled me pestilence, but I can't be wrong. It might have been Dennis, but
It could have been any of us, actually.
no, Paul would never say that.
I might think it though.
And then when we came to the walk years, we said we should add Ginger. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I thought Ginger was
Ginger was the original.
yeah.
Ginger was the original.
She was like the linchpin.
Yeah, the whole.
She was
thing.
at CRM magazine at the time.
And I like the narrative on the walk part better.
That was back in the day, man, when Ginger was the editor-in-chief of CRM magazine.
Fun
Well-
times, making sure I introduced lots of people to everyone else. One of the things I love to do most.
Well, you
But-
did a great job. And here
But I
we
think
are.
it was Esteban who came up with there was a tagline that we kind of was like bringing CRM to its knees.
CRM to its knees. Yeah.
That's right. Bring it
2009.
since 2008. Bring
Yeah.
CRM to its knees since
Just
2008.
bringing CRM to its knees since 2008.
That was it. That was
So-
awesome.
So we did a terrible job of that up to date. But with all this AI stuff, is AI going to be the thing that actually brings CRM to its knees?
No, it's gonna
No?
pump it up.
Can I change the question a little bit?
Sure, go ahead.
Is AI really a thing?
Which is, it depends on what you call a thing.
We've been doing AI for 40 years. I mean, I was doing AI in 1984, and it hasn't gotten any better. It's just gotten faster and
I
more
was
widely
created
spread.
by AI in 1949.
Yeah, Actually, AI was. Anyways, the point is like we've been doing AI for like in 1982. The government of Japan created a ministry that was tasked with creating the 5th generation of AI, that essentially was going to change the way we go about AI, and that's where like the modern day era of AI started. Back then, they called it the 5th generation of AI. So just to get an idea how long we've been doing this. So we've been doing it for like literally 40 some years, and we're still using the same techniques, the same models, the same concepts. The only thing that's happening is faster, and more widespread. So is AI really a thing that is gonna like permeate the enterprise and create some value? Before we get and give it CX or CRM, is it really a thing?
Well, I would take a different approach. It's a good question, but I think honestly we have been the warm-up act for what I'm calling digital capitalism. We've had a tech industry forever, and we've been part of the tech industry, and the tech industry has contributed mightily to the economy. But what we grew up with is essentially industrial capitalism, manufacturing and making things. We are right at the beginning of a time when labor will be more or less superfluous, and artificial intelligence will take its place. Just as Paul, you and I were talking about this the other day. For most of the last 1,000 years in capitalism, capitalism depended on very low-cost labor or slave labor or sharecropping or tenant farming or the awfulness of early factory work. It's only been comparatively recently when humans have been able to do okay under capitalism, and now that seems to be going away with AI. So the big question is, what does digital capitalism entail other than a replacement for labor?
That's a huge question.
Why labor?
Because that is the largest variable cost of any capitalistic process.
Yep.
Yeah, but labor doesn't really, it's not endowed with intelligence by nature. So, I mean, labor doesn't really require, necessitate, use, or leverage intelligence in the same way that other areas would. Unless I'm mistaken what you're saying by labor. Maybe I'm getting it wrong.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is for centuries, labor was the only intelligence that could plant a crop or harvest cotton or
That's not labor. That's repetitive tasks. I mean, that's labor, repetitive tasks. But AI doesn't replace repetitive tasks as well, supposedly. Let me rephrase that. AI is only okay. I just talked myself into agreeing with you. Thank you.
It's easy to do.
You don't have to do anything.
No, all I'm saying is that we had to use human beings to do those aspects of capitalism. That seems to be coming to an end with artificial intelligence. However, no matter how good AI and robotics get, there's still going to be a need for try getting a plumber. Have you tried getting a plumber recently?
Well,
No,
see,
he's a robot.
When you say labor and that coming to an end, it just is very general, because there are so many different kinds of labor. Like, yeah, there's blue collar, there's chefs, there's all kinds of.
But that's a difference. So that's what I was saying, what he referred to, because labor is blue collar, repetitive tasks. Worker involves knowledge. I mean, we had these discussions during the 80s, 90s, and odds with knowledge workers, right? I mean, what is a knowledge worker? Knowledge requires intuition, decision making, and things that are not particular to labor. A plumber is a combination, because first you need to know what you're doing, and then you just do it. But somebody who works in a factory, somebody who works in agriculture, they don't need to know. They just go and do the same thing that they did yesterday, last year, and 2 years ago, basically. Right?
Well, some of that can be.
I would beg to differ with you on that. Planting a crop is one of the more difficult things in the world. There are a lot of AI systems now that understand how much water in the form of rain a square foot of field gets, and it can be very different 10 yards away. And those kinds of AIs drive the tractors that are planting seeds, planting different seeds based on the conditions that have obtained over years. But
that's after we automated the labor.
Well, I think it's AI-driven automation is what it is. It's not really just AI per se, but it's AI-driven automation is really what we're talking about, replacing human labor. Which
but automation is only one of the outcomes of AI. If we're only going to use automation as an outcome, then that's a whole different conversation. Labor is right for that, but if not,
if it comes to doing tasks, I mean, defining it as simply as you can define any kind of labor as doing tasks and accomplishing those tasks, then an AI-driven form of that, an AI-driven automation for that is certainly possible. I mean, you know, on the consumer level, you're kind of seeing a lot of things going on. That, like, I'll put a very simple one right in front of you, which everyone knows, which is RoboVax. Right now, the old RoboVax were RoboVax, sensors and machines cleaning a floor. Now they're AI-driven.
According to Michael Wood, they're going to take over.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to that. I mean, now they have a RoboVac that, you ever see those the Star Wars movies with the RoboVacs with the legs that are kind of, they fold up and come up? They literally have a RoboVac coming out from a company called RoboRock that was shown at CES this year that has those legs, and it goes up stairs and cleans the stairs and then will clean rooms. But the legs are literally stolen straight out of Star Wars. But all I'm basically saying is blue collar, white collar, repetitive tasks, intellectual tasks can be at least supported by AI. There's always going to be need for humans. It's just how humans are still, I still follow what, what's his name? Schwartz. Remember the guy from MetaMind who has U.com?
Richard
now?
Socher.
Richard Socher, him. Right. What he said when he was a Salesforce futurist, when he was Salesforce's futurist, he said, look, AI doesn't want anything. That's what he said. And if you think about it, it's for the most part true, right? I mean, you basically still direct it to do something. It's not like AI just goes and does it at this point. It's got some framework it's starting with to start doing it. The Big Bang Theory, right? It started somewhere. And it typically started with a human directing it to do something. And then from there on, it'll learn, and do other things. But it's ultimately still a human, driving it one way or the other. At least, and I don't see that part going away ever.
Yeah, I agree. One thing about being around as long as we have, I think about when, video did not kill the radio star. Radio has just changed. Photography has not gone away because video came out. It has changed, et cetera, right? So
paper, no more paper.
Yeah. So yes, AI is going to eliminate some jobs. It's going to change other jobs. It's going to create new jobs. It's going to powerhouse some existing jobs. Just like for me, the all or nothing is just not a thing.
I agree.
Could it be something like all throughout history, technology has changed or gotten rid of some jobs, but at the same time created new jobs? Yeah. Is it more about the speed of which these jobs might go away? Go ahead.
I thought you were asking. Well, here's the thing. Yes, I agree with Ginger. I subscribe to the creative destruction aspect of technology introductions, but I think something different is going on, and the thing that's different is that there are lots and lots of people unable to afford a decent life. There's about 8 billion people on the planet. There's about 2 billion people in poverty. There's there's a population the size of the population of France that are countryless, stateless. What we're seeing right now is what I've seen towards the end of the earliest phases of the Industrial Revolution, basically the late 19th century. I will grant any hypothesis that says, you know, people are going to be needed and necessary, and technology is not going to wipe us out. But fundamentally, we have a problem with capitalism overwhelming people and overwhelming democracy, and you can trace that to the success of all the technology that we've been witness to.
Are you saying that the love of money is bigger than the love of people?
Oh, no doubt about it.
Well,
what about what this stuff does to the energy needs and all the power that is needed? Because that's only scaling up as AI scales up, and us humans are still around needing, to consume power, even though we might not be doing the same amount in terms of our work. How does all the stuff that maybe people don't think about enough, like the power situation, how does that impact things as we go on from not just from a work standpoint, but from just a human needs standpoint? Because we might not be working like we used to, but we're still going to be using power like we did.
A really, really scary question. That is a really scary question. If you look at what's set up right now, there are two people. One is Vladimir Putin, the other is Donald Trump.
Oh God, we're doomed.
Who want to be the last players standing in the fossil fuel industry. Venezuela. Look at how Trump is trying to clobber renewables. The humanity has not found net new oil anywhere on the planet since 2003. I'm not talking about fracking. Fracking is just re-drilling existing fields. 2003, we are burning inventory.
Well, I hate to put a little bit of a damper on all this because it's a bigger issue than we can handle on the show, given the time we have left. But then we're now in the realm of geopolitics, which is a whole other universe. Well, it's not a whole other universe. It is the universe. It's the universe, right? And if you want, though, I wouldn't mind having a reunion day too, another week to continue.
Yeah, because I threw out like this guy freaking out on Axios, and he's got some interesting data. He quoting interesting people like your boy Musk about what's going on now and what it's already leading to.
Who's boy Musk?
Somebody's got to like him.
Dennis mentioned him.
Yeah,
I think
your boy Musk.
Musk's mother, aren't you?
Where the hell did that go from?
I always try to throw that in to see what kind of.
I'm going to go out and buy a Tesla.
But there are, and then we're not even talking about this whole financial freak out with the AI bubble talk and company like a company like Oracle, who's been getting skewered because of their commitment to what they want to invest in when it comes to AI, but they don't have the cash, so they're doing a lot of debt financing. So this just seems like one of the most chaotic times I could remember. And
it's not debt financing. It's not on this. It's not on the balance sheet. There is no debt.
Oh, well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
okay. But you know what I'm saying. There's so much chaos, and it seems to be all around AI. Whether it's the minerals, the what do they call it? The rare earth minerals. Whether it's financial markets, whether it's companies, vendors trying to show how they can monetize their AI endeavors, and everything seems up in the balance. I just want to know, with all that as the current state, where are we going to land when it comes to this? Because there's no, I think there's no point in asking what is AI. Maybe there is, or whether AI is a thing. I think we do know it's a thing, whether it is, or I mean, whether it's going to be what people think it is or not. I think that's more of the question. Some people think it's going to be the end all be all, save us all. Some people think it's nothing. I think that's to be determined, but it is something. But what is it in the context of what we've been doing for the last 25 years?
Well, that's
That's
you
a
guys
question
up for
for
coming
another
back
time.
That's the
another
tease,
time?
right?
Are you guys up for coming back another time to continue?
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Ginger, Dennis?
Sure,
Yeah.
if you'll have me, I'll try not to so
Are you
much.
kidding?
I will never be a member of a club. I will never be a member of a club.
Dennis,
of
I'm gonna start treating you like the
Groucho.
Gilmore Gang.
No, like Groucho.
I'm just kidding with that. I know somebody might be out there watching.
So, all right. So we'll get to all of you guys and come up with another date that works for everybody and do part 2.
Did this guys give you like some kind of remember when kind of feeling, like when we used to do these
Well,
kind
it's
of
just nice to
conversations
see.
back in the day?
I'm just happy to see everyone in the same place.
Wasn't there a
Oh.
bottle of tequila involved before?
Yes, bourbon.
Well,
I got a
my house
great
is
bottle I need to
available.
open.
We do the
Perfect
next one
timing.
live from my house. How about that?
If the Rams win this week,
Sounds fun.
absolutely.
Live from my house. All and tequila will definitely be part
I
of it.
don't know. Do you have anything to drink in there?
Not only that, extra anejo tequila. Good
What
Or-
AI is?
Oh, Thomas. We
wine.
got so well past that debate. We're not even going to address that. Let's move on.
All right.
All right, well, folks,
you,
thanks
guys.
again for doing this, and
Awesome.
and for agreeing to do it again.
Yeah.
You know what? It would be really cool if we actually were able to do this in person, but I know we can't, at least not in March. So just thought I'd
Yeah.
say it would have been great.
You keep throwing it out.
I know.
Maybe.
It's nice to see all of you.
It's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Also,
It
I
really
just unblurred so that
I saw that dog kind of
the
behind.
couch. Can't really
Oh.
see her too well, but there she is.
I saw her when it was blurred. I was like, oh, look at what's going on out there.
Nice.
I'm gonna hug it.
All right,
Thank you.
folks. Thanks again. We will see you soon. And on behalf of Ginger Conlon, Denis Pombriant, Digital Pestilence himself, Esteban Kolsky, I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
We are the CRM Playaz. And if it's Thursday, it's not Meet the Press. I don't know what I can do.
What?
I don't know. Sometimes
Just
things.
get Minnie back, man.
Yeah, thanks. Minnie will save me on this one. And
Yeah.
we'll see you next week.
Dude, you're beyond redemption.